Yeah, man, you know, they locking up anybody who got over $500-600 in their pocket.
That's all it takes, $500-600.
Boy, you got more than 500 in the bank, boy, they coming for you, Player partner, how you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How you been, man?
Man, I'm blessed, brother. I'm blessed, man. You know, we're doing 360 degrees of Black Atlanta talk right now, man. It's great to have you on my chair.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to be here.
Good to be here. For a lot of people who don't really know who they're looking at, I'm gonna tell you this is my big brother. So I'm gonna let my big brother, and we're gonna talk brother talk in this interview because we finna just talk about growth and things that's going on. So today, could you introduce yourself to the people, my brother?
You want the government or you want the street name?
Tell them about the street, because we talking about the street, man. Government got enough going on.
Got enough going on. I'm the homie Silk.
Silk. Now, from dark places, you'll see a lot of light and a lot of interesting places. Now, back in the day, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a moment when I was doing my freelance video work. And when you do freelance video work, you pick up a lot of different jobs. Some of them be on the regular side, some of them be on the line, and some of them might be on the adult side.
Yeah, definitely on the adult side.
So while on the adult side, I was working with a brother, and I was at his house doing some filming, and I bumped into this brother here, because he was doing some filming too, correct?
Yeah, we was doing a little, I guess you would call it high-tech filming.
High-tech filming. So this is where we're gonna pick up at, that right there in the street. So I bumped into you, and during that time you was doing Silk Films. Where was you located at?
25 Peachtree Street, right in the heart of Buckhead.
A brother like you in Buckhead?
Yeah, we was in Buckhead. We kind of snuck in there.
What year was this?
2001 to like 2004, 2005.
Okay, Silk Film 2000. Okay. So you had the studio right there on Buckhead. Let's 25. Ain't that the big tall building?
It's kind of a mid-rise, but we had access to the roof, so it was pretty fly.
Oh, okay, so you can go out there and see the view. Okay, speak about it.
Okay, see the view, puff a little bit, drink a little bit.
Drink a little bit. So
we was on a rooftop before a rooftop.
Okay, so you set up shop there, and what type of studio was it? What all you had going on in the studio?
Well, we were doing print.
Mm-hmm.
I was shooting for Brigatti. Remember Brigatti? On the line?
Right.
I was shooting for them. I had a sound booth, control room, video room, and a little lobby. So we was trying to be the first concept to can studio.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back in the day, these kids don't know what the can is. The can is the cylinder that they put the film in that was called footage, and they slapped the can together, put a label on it, and stuck it on the shelf.
I think they call it the master now, right?
They call it masters now, but it's all digital now.
It's digital, right?
Digital still can't mess with chemical.
So you mean to tell me, so during the analog time when everybody didn't even know this was going on, you had the one-stop shop media studio?
And we were one of the first ones going digital. And we were shooting 1080p and was at 24p back then. You know, we was like the first on technology. If you saw our footage today, you would think it was filmed last night.
Okay. Now, it's a lot of interesting people that has come through the studio that went on to do interesting things. Myself being one of them. Right. So let's just talk about Makadonia right quick there. So Makadonia from People TV came to your studio. What did he need?
Well, you was still analog. We had to digitize you a little bit.
Right. But he had his first big project. He had the Black T video.
Black T video, yeah.
Everything was on cassette. He was like, Silk, we got to digitize it. I got to put this on the computer, man.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, but there's a lot of indictable footage on this video, so we need to clean it up a little bit.
We cleaned up when we went in. Now this is the first time that we ever participated in non-linear editing. For that project.
All digital.
All digital, because we were using SVH machines doing straight linear editing, and it was the first project that we had to get outside of the box.
I had the EMAC, the little teardrop Mac computer.
Oh, so you mean you the first person to have a Mac available for a person to do some editing at your studio? One of the first?
I wouldn't say I was the first. I would say I was pioneering. I would say I was on the cusp of that.
Okay.
Yep. dash house straight, looking for the work. I'm a lick hit nigga, all I do is do dirt. Leave a red blood stain on your all white shirt. Gucci Mane so color, I steal money out your purse. Lay out in your yard, robbing when you go to church. AK-47 211 in my black tee. I'm riding in my Chevy, police said me they can't catch me. I rob in my black tee, I mob in my black tee. Switch up and change clothes after the job in my black tee. Niggas don't even know me when I have on my black tee. Murder me a nigga, catch a cab on the back street. I ain't selling dope, I'm in the lab in my black tee. I always pack a pistol for them crabs trying to chat me. I rob in my black tee, licks in my black tee. All in your house searching for bricks in my black tee. I rob in my black tee, licks in my black tee. All in your house searching for bricks in my black tee. I rob in my black tee, licks in my black tee. All in your house searching for bricks in my black tee. I rob in my black tee, licks in my black tee. All in your house searching for bricks in my black tee. Yes, sit back, I'm peeping a scene in my black tee. With a black fitted cap and Air Max to match my black tee. Fuck a white tee, I look shady in my black tee. In licks and send niggas to Grady in my black tee. Black jogging pants, but ain't no running in my black tee. I'm in all black, so I can more shine out my gold tee. Ain't no hate, cause real niggas gon' wear what they wanna wear. The east side never can, niggas and we never care. I can read in my black tee, stats in my black tee. Cadillac on black, we throw gas in our black tee. Sign in my black tee, Chevy on the 23. Get it how you live on the block, fuck my enemy. Put holes in my black tee, shout and say she like me. Cause I move birdies, the bed trying to indict me. I burn it from amigo, Escalades and condo. Black tees and reeds, talking shit till y'all stay home. Shine in my black tee, dread in my gold tee. TVs and DVs, I floss in my honey. I rob in my black tee, licks in my black tee. All in your house searching for bricks in my black tee. I rob in my black tee, licks in my black tee. All in your house searching for bricks in my black tee. I rob in my black tee, licks in my black tee. All in your house searching for bricks in my black tee. I rob in my black tee, licks in my black tee. All in your house searching for bricks in my black tee. I be dressed up in my black tee, fitted hat, black cat, and some soldieries. Black rag, black mask, and a gold grill. Sometimes the mask come down, do it all for the skrill. A nigga might get shot, a nigga might get killed in my black tee. In your house, yeah, nigga, and I'm looking for the keys. I hope I find the rubber band stacks with them G's. If we find too much, fuck it, nigga, let it bleed. Never can let a nigga live and squeal on me. Let them know that I'm a hard head nigga from the east. With the aim and brain in my all black tee. Pin you to the concrete, count to 1, 2, 3. Fuck them. Send me the apology, this is our philosophy. Gotta floss my black tee, problems I don't have. Scanners to the last penny, damage any cash register. Cash rush my hustle better, I'm thirsty for the next level. With my finesse, I bless the world in like 60 seconds. In order to be paid, I had to think like 30, think like 30. And at the end, I don't see never. With a cannon, satanic movement, kinda schizo. Outstanding with this shit, I can put the hook with the schizo. Go with 16 water and transform it into a shipload. I rob in my black tee, licks in my black tee. All in your house searching for bricks in my black tee. I rob in my black tee, licks in my black tee. All in your house searching for bricks in my black tee. I rob in my black tee, licks in my black tee. All in your house searching for bricks in my black tee. I rob in my black tee, licks in my black tee. All in your house searching for bricks in my black tee. Black tee, big shout, they night when I'm switching out. Pull up at my destination, that's my partner, this the house. Park the car, hit the light, going up in this shit tonight. Know that niggas cash, it's not no telling how much cash he got. And we gon' subtract some of that cash that he stacked with this bag. And this carrot put his ass on his back. Black tees up in this bitch and I got half on the sack. If you nigga that tipping shit, hit it once and pass it back.
Bitch, I'm up in my black tee, jobs in my black tee. Catch me on the block, slanging right in my black tee. Make stacks in my black tee, jacks in my black tee. Make one move, you one gets black in your white tee. Don't act like you don't like me, like you wanna fight me. Recognize gang, come out through, be so heavy. Ride in that Chevy, back on black, you can't catch me. Why you wanna test me? Know I that I'm ready. Let your white tee get you with some shit, you can't hold steady. Acting like you ready, I prefer off in your belly. If you don't die, then I put another in your skelly. Yup, in my black tee, yup, in my black tee, yup, in my black tee, yup, in my black tee.
I rob in my black tee, licks in my black tee. All in your house searching for bricks in my black tee. I rob
like, yo, none of this shit.
Not at all. This is a very overlooked resource. That's why we try to, keep it resourceful. Talk about things, because it's all content at the end of the day. Like for all these buildings people got, it ain't about these buildings no more. It's about the people who sitting in front of the camera and what y'all talking about. Because everybody got a phone. You remember the time when everybody had to go watch TV? And nobody's...
Everybody had a personal TV computer in their motherfucking hand.
And yeah, so, you got to get with the time to keep the information going. So Silk Films. So Chronicle came in there and we did the Black Tea video.
Right.
So that was a music video. You had another fella that was in there that was working on a movie at the time. He learned basically the same editing class on the EMAC, and then he went on to do great things.
Oh, you talking about Mr. Hart?
Mr. Hart.
Video guy.
The video guy, Gabriel Hart.
Okay, yeah, I remember that cat.
He's another person that came to your studio. I mean, like if your spot wasn't there, what would have picked up the last sprinkle? Everybody picked up their last sprinkle and went on about their way. Let me see. It was a couple of you had the modeling thing going on. Cause I mean, you was really
Yeah, we had the models. We had what's this cat named Jelani, and he called himself doing a model escort business, but that didn't work out because he tried a couple of my friends.
right.
And he got a smackdown put on him.
But he had a legitimate setup, like as far as like his business model, he had a pretty good setup. Like he had a website, have him come in interview.
He knew what to do. He knew how to grab him in there.
Okay. So Silk Films. So you leave Silk Films and you go on a hiatus, and then you dip, and then you're back in here now. So what's we got going on right now? Because you're in the IT world now.
Yeah, I do big tech shit, man. I secure one of the biggest companies you probably never heard of. I ain't giving no shout out, but we do boxes for everybody. I do financial literacy. I own a luxury rental car business, and I do credit repair. I'll probably get into a podcast here soon, so I can tell these folks how to get back in the game with the credit.
Get yourself together. So why? How has financial literacy played a role in your life? Has being financial literate, understanding how to do money, has that been beneficial for you in life?
Well, I went from a 500 square foot apartment till my bathroom is now bigger than that apartment. Yeah, without a basement. It's just 2 levels. It's pretty flat little setup.
Hold on, man. That can't be on the west side of town. What side of town you on?
I'm up top of them folks, man. I'm north.
In Atlanta?
That way.
Okay, cool. So you in Atlanta getting money on IT. So exactly where are you from then?
Mississippi.
Mississippi. They say, hold on, Mississippi, the SIP?
I'm from the city.
So from way up under the SIP, you from up under the 8 ball. Now you sitting on top of the board, on top of the ball.
I came here with $50.
Okay.
So how did I get to it now?
Yeah, give us the story. Give us the quick story for those who don't know the struggle. Give us the nitty-gritty story on how you hit Atlanta and what it was like.
Well, I was a Mississippi bad boy. I wasn't born bad. The folks made me bad. And I mean 12. So I was out running the police. Had a Mustang GT 5.0. They never could catch me. So if you ain't getting caught doing a crime, you ain't do nothing. So they never could catch you, boy. I'm the reason why the cars don't have handbrakes no more. Yeah, I could slang that car around the corner without even touching the brake, while still full throttle on the gas, about to dump it into another gear, drop it down, slide around the corner. I was drifting before drifting was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to keep my back tire slick because I knew I was going to be running from somebody.
Okay.
They ended up catching me for some BS, and I went to court, and just so happened the man that was the judge was an attorney and the preacher for my mama's church. Yeah, talk about a conflict of interest.
Right.
Yeah, he was everything to everybody. So I'm in his court, and he leans over and he says, "Son, is there any way you can go?" I said, "I think I have a cousin in Atlanta." He said, "I'm gonna give you 2 weeks." He said, "Because the police chief is after you." I was like, "Cool." And about 3 days later, I jumped on a Greyhound with $50 in my pocket, and I landed here in Atlanta.
Okay. Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta's normally pretty rough on people they first encounter here. Was it was she nice to you?
It's feast of family. She wasn't nice to me.
She wasn't nice to you?
Nah, she wasn't nice.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna act like she gonna be. It look all like it's all sweet and rosebuds and pills when you visit.
Nah, like I said, it's feast of family, and even then and now, Atlanta's flossing city.
Okay.
You know, y'all can use that term if y'all want to. It's flossing city. If you ain't flossing, you ain't doing nothing in Atlanta.
Right, this is true. So when you got here, Black Atlanta was in full effect. Do you have any highlights or anything about the Black Atlanta or the black people, or the blacks that you saw when you got to Atlanta that made you more comfortable about being here?
Well, I realized I wasn't, the baddest cat out there, and the police had a whole lot more to deal with than niggas like me.
Right.
They had killers to deal with and big boy dope boys to deal with. They wasn't dealing with a dude with a cars outrun their ass and make them look stupid. So I was able to fly up on the radar, hit some places that a lot of other people couldn't hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, I used to go to the Marquette. It used to be a huge gay and lesbian club. I would go with the little lesbian chicks and be kind of protected. So that was cool. We used to go to Tower 2. For the ladies out there in the streets, they know what Tower and Tower 2 is.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be the only dude that never sized the bouncers. That's some cool shit. I think I was the first one to say call it Black Hollywood, because I saw it Hollywood coming to Atlanta over 20 years ago.
Absolutely. You hear the rain coming down, y'all. Hey, listen, the rain don't stop nothing around here. We just ride with it. Yeah, we just ride with it. Okay, so now this is where it all hit the road for y'all. This is where it all hit the road for y'all. We keep talking about Mississippi. Now, Atlanta has another very famous person, radio personality from Mississippi, who's pretty much grew up, raised pretty much everybody in the ATL. Mr. Greg Street. And a lot of people don't know too much about Greg or anything about him other than he's down here doing his thing. But he's actually one of your mentors. And did he look out for you? Did y'all connect anytime you got to Atlanta?
Well, actually, if y'all remember stuff like the Sharon Showcase or the little community center you went to have a party or dance,
mm-hmm.
Well, he was our DJ. So I've been knowing Greg since I was 13, 14 years old. And as I got a little older, we used to go to the Hi-Hat. For some of you old heads, look up the Hi-Hat. It was a part of the chicken and beer circuit for all the rhythm and blues, B.B. King, you name it, they went through the Hi-Hat. Mm-hmm. And I was a part of the little crew that used to help Greg get his stuff out the car, help him set up, and he allowed us to sit on the stage with him and kind of watch the dance floor. And we became some little players because, everybody thought we was somebody.
Sound right.
And we could kind of survey it was easy pickings is what they call it.
Okay. Oh, so hold on, before we leave that, you and Greg had an event a couple of years ago, before the pandemic, which was going pretty good. The Bike Nick.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit how what that was about.
Well, the Bike Nick was basically a bike spin on Freaknik. It didn't get as freaky, of course, but we used to have dances on stage. It was nothing really freaky. It was more of a spin and taking a name, because Freaknik was famous and still famous, and they still trying to bring it back.
Right.
But it'll never be the same because everybody got these.
Yeah. Now Freaknik was, I think the phenomenon about Freaknik was that happened without that. Like, how did the word of mouth was so strong?
The phenomenon of Freaknik was it started with 4 kids.
Mm.
And grew to hundreds of thousands of people just clogging the city streets. But Bike Nick got pretty big, 2,500, 3,000 bikes. Later years, we started adding a car show element, and a dump contest was the last one we did. So hopefully we get to bring it back this September, because it's an outdoor space,
Right.
you can socially distance or,
Space
go
it out.
to your little cubby hole with your sick folks.
Understand.
You know how that works.
We got to come up with a new plan. Y'all gonna be on this side, y'all gonna be on this side. We put signs up, black and white. We don't know what they gonna do.
Even before COVID, that's really how it was. People go with their friends and they kind of gather in their little area and they stay there.
It's fair enough. If one want to catch up with you, man, get some information about financial literacy, just catch up with the player partner and see what they can do. How would they reach out to you? What would they do? How would they go to?
I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Yeah, I was on MySpace.
All they gotta do is hit you.
Yeah. SDZ365 or LAV_368.
Okay. Any last words for the people? Anything for the youth? Hold on. This is my question. I've been working on this question. If the older Silk could talk to the younger Silk and shoot them some game that you done learned over the time, what would you tell them?
Go harder. Because we were right there. We was at the precipice of this Hollywood coming to Atlanta game. I interviewed Will Packer years ago. Interviewed David Brunner. We did a huge casting call with Randall Dunn, ATL Dimes, Dime Club, Buckhead. What's this dude named? John Blasingame owns Black Men Magazine. So we actually put people in places that wasn't really available to them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was non-sexual. So we wasn't the crew that you had to sleep with to get in the magazine. I just want a couple of bucks and want a little fame and want to be known for being that guy to get these females. But it was a casting couch.
Right.
We didn't have that casting couch. We had integrity.
Yes, sir. And that's why you was the plug's plug.
Yeah, the trapeze was up and running. People come in town and try to shoot. I get a phone call, did they check in with you? I'm like, check in with me? I don't run Atlanta. Like, yeah, you kind of do, because you kind of run a little porn scene.
Right.
I'm like, oh, am I? Okay, cool. So, yeah, I'll meet with the guy. It was some producer from West Coast Productions. He came in, consulted, tried to run a little game, but I gave him a pass. The manager at the time, name was Eden. Cool little cat. He's like, you get a pass? I said, yeah, you get a pass. So West Coast Productions started shooting in Atlanta at Trapeze. And back then, one of my biggest allies in the porn game was Mr. Justin Slater.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, he introduced me to Scott Black. We was fascinated by her back in the day.
Yeah, we was doing some interviews in between shoots, and it got pretty interesting. I wish we could find that interview and run it.
Well, when we come back, we gonna like I say, man. The one thing about it, man, the table that you at, player partner, and the camera that you on, I'm telling everybody the same thing, man. It's always available for you, brother. Anytime you come across something, you just want to come in here and chop it up, feel free. Just come here and let me know, man. I'm going to hit record. You can talk till your face turn blue or till the light turn purple, however, whatever. Yeah.
Well, I'm already blue, black as it is, so turn purple.
Well, it's a wonderful thing, man. I want to thank you for coming out, my brother.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Peace.